Greetings, everybody. My name is Austin Andrews, and this is my wonderful co-host, Mike.
Hey.
And this is Tales from the Bottom of the Ocean, your new favorite philosophy podcast. All right. So we have a lovely show lined up for you tonight. But first, I want to explain what we're all about. All right, see, the way I see it, life is akin to an ocean. You know, some people, they start at the bottom. Some people, they start at the top. But more or less, we're all enduring the pressure. What? More or less, we're all enduring the pressures of life together, somewhere close to the bottom of the seabed. Generally, we have pretty much almost as much as our parents do. But, I mean, the hope is that someday we can strive to be somewhat closer or above them in some particular way. Not maybe in so much of a material worth sense. Maybe you can just be happier than your parents. The bottom line is that the goal is to be at the surface so you can breathe easy, to be anxiety-free. That's what I think of the surface to be called, so to speak. And I think the best way that we can, like we both as philosophers can help you achieve that is by talking about philosophy, talking about life, talking about how you can best organize your life so you have as good a time making it meaningful and worth living as possible, basically. As Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living. I'm pretty sure that was Socrates, but someone said it.
Yeah, we didn't get degrees in philosophy, by the way.
Yeah, no, we some might even say that we're total amateurs and don't know what we're doing, but chances are that you don't know what you're doing either. So, that's why we're here.
So what's the topic for the first episode, Austin?
The topic of the first episode, Mike, is we're going to talk about Stoicism. So Stoicism is a Hellenistic philosophy from 3 BCE. No, it's from the 3rd century BCE, invented by Zeno of Citium. And basically, it's the whole tenets of it is that like you basically have to live in accordance with nature, because in the end, nature is the only thing that is there. Like everything that you see before you, all the pressures and disturbances that you have in your life, it's all part of nature and nature's plan. And so the best thing you can do if you want to live a happy life is you can live virtuously by basically treating people fairly, using logic and reason to go about your interactions with other people. I think that's basically really it. Again, its most basic form, but the more important thing is how do you use that? So how do we even go about applying that in our everyday lives? Which, I mean, easy enough to think about, but perhaps there's a special reason why, that's important.
It's pretty ironic we gotta get attuned to nature with a brick wall behind us.
I mean, Seabrooks, dude. There's a plant over there. Oh, that's fake.
Well, let's continue on.
Yeah, but probably best to continue on. So, Mike, thoughts? You're the big thinker here. Stoicism. The real world.
Well, for one thing, being virtuous is pretty hard.
Yeah.
Because people are just kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people have the patience to be stoic.
No, you're telling me.
The hell.
The thing about Stoicism, I feel as if to be youthful is the antithesis of being stoic, you know?
I mean, a lot of people think stoic, and they're not wrong. Stoic is being stone-faced.
Yeah.
And all that, and not showing emotion when you really don't have to. That's impossible to do.
Yeah.
You're gonna crack eventually, whether it be from laughter or anger or sadness. And someone's gonna see you crack.
Yeah. Well, the thing
it's gonna be really uncomfortable for that person.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, that's in assuming that you've never cracked before.
You probably just crack cry into a pillow and no one sees it.
Yeah.
But the minute someone does see it, they're gonna be like, "Ew, he's crying." That's the thing. Being stoic in that sense kind of sucks, because then everyone expects you to be this big bad dude, and then you start like hysterically crying because like a dog got hit by a car or something, and they're like, oh god, he's crying.
It's gonna bring up stuff that we talked about on the way here.
Oh yeah, it was a fun conversation. But still,
You wouldn't believe how much roadkill we saw on the way here.
yeah, and see, Stoicism can't prevent that.
Yeah.
You can't be virtuous. Like, terrible things are going to happen anyway, no matter
Yeah.
how virtuous you are. Animals are going to get hit by cars.
Yeah.
We can't just not drive cars. This is impossible. No one's ever done that before.
Wow. Wait, not driven cars? What about, I mean, I'm pretty sure in the 3rd century BCE, they weren't like, driving Chevrolets and whatnot. I mean, they could have been.
But like,
I don't think there's any fossil evidence
what
of like.
philosophy were they following back then?
Yeah.
Not Stoicism. Maybe if they did.
Wait, no, but yes, they did.
300. What?
No. Mike, this is philosophy from 3rd BCE, the 3rd century BCE.
Oh, yeah. No, they didn't have cars.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they did have
Okay,
cars.
they were still doing a bunch of other gross
Oh man.
Anyway.
Wait a second. Would roadkill even exist in the 3rd century BCE? How rare would that be?
Horses.
Yeah.
How do you run over a horse?
No. No, like with a chariot. Like you run over some like rabbit or something like that with your chariot.
Oh, so then there basically were cars back then.
No. Well, I guess horse-drawn carriages.
Okay.
Not like in the way that you see in like Victorian.
So
era
back to
London.
Stoicism. What the hell is our point of this fine evening?
Well, basically, like they believe that you should try to be as unburdened by your emotions and like external forces as possible.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that's why people are here, so they can learn how to do that, Mike. So how do we go about doing that in this postmodern world?
Just not worrying about the future too much, I guess. I mean, like when you're like in school, they like make you fear for the future. They're like, if you don't go to college, you're gonna like basically die on the street. And then they'll get to the college and they're like, wow, college kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So some of them will like it because they're drinking and all that fun stuff. But like,
Yeah.
like what about the kids who don't like it? They're gonna feel screwed because you just set like a whole. You just basically like plan their life out for them without even asking them since like they get into school. So Stoicism, like, had it been more prevalent in today's society, perhaps people in general would be a little bit less worried because like there's so much anxiety and depression and things, and it's partly because like people are forced to feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Or at least in this country. I don't know how it is in like Europe or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's worse in Japan and stuff like that.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, like I mean that's something that we'll talk about a little later, but it's like what do you think they mean by like this whole thing about like nature's plan? Like I mean I personally believe that there is like a sort of direction to like the universe. I don't necessarily believe in like some like a manifestant, like that's not a word. What's the word? Like
Manifestation?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go.
And I'm the one who's like not so smart when it comes to talking.
I don't believe that there's some like agendered manifestation in, I guess, for lack of a better word, the sky, who's like directing it. But I do think there's a direction.
I think
in the
they're just
universe.
talking about like living as like an action of a present action. Like you are born and you're gonna die.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like don't worry about what happened after, or don't worry about what happened before. Like just deal with it.
Well, why do you think? I mean, why didn't this happen? Like I guess I'm not. I have a vague knowledge of like what was going on in Hellenistic Greece during this time, but like I think they had just finished like that massive civil war or something like that. I forget, but like what do you?
We're really bad philosophers.
I mean, I'm a bad historian. I mean, I'd like to think I'm a half decent philosopher, but like why do you think would bring about this sort of like philosophy among the people, or at least among the intellectual sphere of Athens?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Like, I mean, okay, so like the tenets are that like, you have to be someone unburdened.
Would you happen to know what big philosophy was around before Stoicism? I believe Socrates was like a lot of it's based off of things like Socrates taught, and then like
Yeah.
it was like the Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle stuff, like metaphysics.
Yeah. There's like one guy whose name escapes me. One dude.
Whatever the case might be, basically it probably came around because like people may have been tired of feeling emotions, or like not feeling emotions, but they might have been tired of like being drama queens.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what I think about it. Like maybe they're just getting sick and tired of like, why do I have to, cry because whatever happened, or why do I have to be angry at this or that? Why can't I just be normal, and that way my life won't be as impacted?
All right. I mean,
And then if you do nice things and be virtuous, you'll end up feeling better about yourself anyway. Because then, like, at least then you realize, like, if my life is gonna suck, it doesn't mean other people's lives have to suck.
yeah, I think that's like the whole crux of like their argument. Like, oh, if you want to reduce suffering, then
I feel like I just got really smart. Like, I think I got it all figured out. Now.
really the whole universe.
I'm feeling a little
Confident.
more of a professional word than confident.
A smarter word than confident.
Yeah.
You're feeling stoic.
No.
Oh.
I'm feeling like enlightened. Like I feel like I should just be the guy people come to for literally everything.
All right, fine, fair enough. Let's actually examine that. All right, so you're Zeno. Look at it. You're Zeno of Citium.
Okay,
right.
I guess.
All right, and I'm the word's not plebeian. But I don't know.
Someone who's not Zeno of
Someone who's not Zeno of Citium.
Zeno of
Okay.
of Obsidian.
I just lost my I lost like almost everything to this war. I think it was a war. This war that like racked all of Greece. I think Persia was in there.
All right, so I guess as Zeno, fucking Zuzu, I would just tell you to get over it.
Okay, hold on. Zeno, sir. My farm burned down. My spear is blunted. My shield is cracked in two. I have no money. Athens sucks. Like
Oh,
actually, like
what-
what do we do?
What do you have?
I don't know. I guess I have these rags.
All right, be thankful you got those rags. Why don't you use those rags and I don't know, clean something, maybe look a little better, help somebody out, maybe it'll go your way. Maybe.
Clean some, yeah.
I don't know. Why did you need that farm?
I mean, yeah, fed family. Fed.
Where's your family?
I don't know. They got taken by the Spartans or whatever.
All right, so now that's less. That's like another thing you don't have to worry about. It's true. It's one less thing you got to worry about. It's not there anymore. I mean, now you really don't even need the farm. The war's over. You don't need the spear or the shield. Just get a different job. I mean, if it's like it's a whole war, everyone's dealing with it. It's not just you.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, but how do we bounce back from this?
I don't know. Just do it. Pick up a new profession. You got those rags, sell them, and invest.
Do a startup, invest in gold.
Yeah, do something.
Fair enough. So I guess that was Zeno of Citium.
I probably
for lack
was far from it.
He was probably a little bit more sophisticated.
Well, yeah, because I don't know the friggin' infrastructure of ancient Greece's, like, how am I supposed to tell you what to go do? Just go get a new job. Just pick berries and sell them. Like, go fishing. Yeah, being a fisherman is probably, back then it was probably really hard.
Yeah.
But getting on a fisherman's boat and getting paid, just do that. You don't have a family anymore. No wars going on. You don't need any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So just keep living, basically. That would have been a smart thing to say. Like, just keep living.
Just do it.
Don't be a little baby and be like, oh, man, my family's gone and my farm burnt down. Oh, what am I going to do? And then just self-loathe. I think that's why Stoicism became a thing. They had literally no choice. If they were to, loathe themselves for even a second, they were, done.
Yeah. I mean, like, you got to imagine, like, all the threats that were out there at the time.
I mean, that in theory that sounds pretty smart, but there actually wasn't a war, and neither of us know what we're talking about. Then we look really dumb.
Let's just assume that there was a war going on.
It was ancient Greece. There's always a war going on.
Yeah.
In ancient Greece.
There's got to be, like, but the bottom line is that, like, Stoicism, basically, it seems to just have been born because, like, there's just too much conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you got to find a way to deal with that.
Yeah, by not being a baby. And by being nice.
Pick yourself up by your bootstraps, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue on with the show.
All right, so I guess we got some quotes, Mike, some Stoic quotes, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on them.
All right, I'll try to think a thought.
All right. So some quotes to discuss. All right, this is from the Discourses of Epictetus, a series of the extracts from the teachings of Stoic philosopher Epictetus, written down by. What?
Stop saying Titus so hard.
Does the name Epictetus get aroused out of you?
No.
Okay.
Continue.
Written down by some fellow named Aryan, I guess.
A blonde-haired fellow.
All right. First say to you... Already messing up the quotes. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. That's
all right. That makes sense.
Yeah,
It's just being like, all right, because I want to be on the SWAT team one day, so I'll just be like, I want to be on the SWAT team, and then do it, or I am SWAT, and then just go and do
Just do SWAT things.
Yeah. No, you go through the process of what you gotta do. Like, I got the college credits now. I just gotta be a police officer for like a few years.
Cool.
And do all this other stuff.
The one episode he's gonna be rappelling down from the ceiling as an introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here's the next one. Demand not that things happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and you will go on well.
I don't get that one.
Yeah.
What? Do it again.
Demand not that things happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and you will go on well.
Wish them to happen as they... So I think that just means, like, don't wish for it to happen the way you want it. Just be thankful it happened at all.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of that?
Yeah, this is why, not in college at the moment, but that's why I'm going back.
Yeah. I mean...
It'd be a waste on society to just keep this intelligence crammed up in my noggin.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting with the only man on planet Earth who has an IQ of 4,000.
I feel like if you were that smart, you would just end up being dumber. Like,
What do you mean?
You're so smart, you just get tired of it, and you like pretend to be really stupid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
And then even if you, the best part about that is if you mess something up and you actually are stupid, you could just say, "Oh, I was just pretending to be stupid," and then no one will think you're stupid.
What would you say that would be smart then to counteract that?
What?
Well, you'd have to. Okay, so if you're saying I'm not actually dumb, then you have to say something smart to prove it.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well,
Who said?
yeah, I guess you can just tell by like the rays of radiation coming off your massive cranium. I guess.
Yeah. Probably.
Exactly. The beam of light that's being cast from your forehead. All right.
So back to these quotes. I'm pretty sure we're like 25 minutes in by now.
All right. I think so.
18.
Cool.
Close enough. See, when you're smart, you got a good internal clock.
Exactly. On the occasion of every accident that befalls you, remember to turn to yourself and inquire what power you have for turning it to use.
So, like, let's say you had those rags.
Yeah.
Make those rags into use. Make new clothes.
Rags to riches.
How much rags did you have? You could just,
I mean, I had one, for every day of the week. It's new, right?
That's 7 rags.
I mean, how do you know? You're not in Athens, Greece. How do you know what they consider a week? An Athenian week.
I don't care. You definitely have more than 3 rags.
Probably.
You could do something with those rags. Moving on. Next quote.
All right. All right, this is, again, from Epictetus, the Discourses. It's a bit of a long one. So, what then is it not possible to be free from faults? It is not possible, but this is possible. To direct your efforts incessantly to being faultless, for we must be content, if by never remitting this attention we shall escape at least a few errors. When you have said, "Tomorrow I will begin to attend," you must be told that you are saying this. Today I will be shameless, disregardful of time and place, mean it will be in the power of others to give. Okay, this is.
That sounds like all the quotes from before just mashed up and how to put it into practice.
I actually don't really know what he's even saying here.
See, that's why I'm the guy that's interpreting the quotes.
Yeah.
Moving on, the quotes are getting boring. How
Yeah.
many more quotes are there?
There's like one more.
All right.
I wasn't even done with that one before. You want to just skip that one?
Well, I already deciphered it with my big brain. So
Okay,
let's
today
continue.
today I will be shameless, disregardful of time and place. I think he means meaning. Meaning it will be in the power of others to give me pain. Today I will be passionate and envious. I think he's like saying how like he's saying nothing.
Don't half-ass it.
What?
He's probably saying, like, don't even bother with other people. Just do it yourself.
Probably. Hold on.
Probably. Let's just move on.
Yeah,
Nobody-
philosophy. You know.
Philosophy.
Philosophy. What? You mean Epictetus?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. All right. This is from Zeno of Citium.
Oh, yeah, we know him.
Yeah. The goal of life is living in agreement with nature. It's a very, very general, but like,
Yeah,
what
that's
does that mean?
the very first thing. It just means to not take nature for granted. Granted. No, not granite.
It's
That's
not granite.
That is a
Rock. Yeah, it's a rock.
Made of,
What kind of rock is it?
I think it's a
No. It's like a.
granite's a sedimentary rock, I think, because it's multiple types of minerals.
Yeah,
it's got-
right?
It's got quartz and things like that.
Yeah, it's a rock. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really big into mineralogy. That's what this should have been. This is
Yeah.
what this show should have been about. Just bringing rocks.
Yeah, dude. Should have been a bunch of
It's
rocks.
about as interesting as philosophy.
Yeah.
All right, so we're about 20 minutes.
That's got to been more than 20 minutes.
Nope. So what now? What about Stoicism?
All right.
You got any more questions about how to apply it to life?
Well, I mean, a big thing about life is obviously that it's suffering. So I guess it would be easy to just say like, oh, just stop suffering, or just pretend that the suffering is like, has as little effect on your life as possible,
Yeah, you could try.
Yeah.
But actually doing it, you got to actually have the resolve to do it. And a lot of people don't have the resolve to just stop being sad
Yeah.
or mad or happy. I don't know why you want to stop being happy. You really don't even need stoicism if you're happy.
Well, I mean, but
Sounds like something someone made up because they were sad. And they were like, how do I stop being sad without being happy? And then they made stoicism.
what's the opposite? Like basically, like what's the opposite of sad, but like not what it actually is?
Contentness.
Yeah, I guess so. Living life in a fulfilled way.
We should put a counter for how many times I fixed my glasses on the screen.
Just count them in your head.
Yeah.
The folks who are watching. Take a
Yeah,
shot.
All 10 of them, if we're lucky.
Take a shot. Or something like that. Make a drinking game out of it. That's another thing. Drinking and stoicism. Do you think? I don't think the Stoics would drink, would they?
It was ancient Greece. They were drinking some serious wine, probably.
Probably.
I think the minute society sat down and had a drink, well, that's when the society started. They made alcohol, and they were like, hey, we have something to sit down for, and then they made civilization. So they were drinking. I don't think any society on Earth ever didn't drink without being, like,
Yeah.
destroyed the next day because they were, like, bored.
Yeah, I mean, one of the first things the ancient Mesopotamians made was like, what? What?
Go on.
One of the first things. I'm always wondering what he's thinking, because he's just sometimes just laughs out of nowhere.
I'm just, like, laughing because I'm just not stoic. That's the problem.
You're not stoic enough.
No.
Why did we even come to Zeno of Citium?
What?
Never mind. Anyway.
Obsidian's another type of rock. That's making this one. See, again, it's like a mineral show.
I mean, we honestly could make it a mineral show, but no,
No, we couldn't.
no. I mean, there's plenty of minerals. Good.
Let's get back on the stoicism.
Yeah, probably. But anyway,
What kind of stoics? What's an example of a stoic? Like a literal example. Like who do you know who's stoic? This is not me, and it's not you.
yeah, it's definitely not me.
I mean, if going back, I'll tell you someone who's pretty stoic. Two people who are pretty stoic.
Go on.
When I was telling you that story in the car about how my friend's little Pomeranian got absolutely decimated by that red pickup truck.
Yeah.
Horrible, horrible stuff.
Yeah.
He comes outside while we were all there, and he looks at the dog, and he goes inside, and he says, I'm going to go play PUBG, without a single tear or anything. And we still stayed at his house anyway while he's inside playing PUBG.
And he didn't even cry or anything.
Oh, no. Unless he cried. It's possible he cried in his room, but he did not cry in front of us.
Jesus Christ.
And so we just watched his aunt pet this dead dog. It's horrible.
Was she
and
had
then-
like in this inside? Like in
he was outside.
Oh, jeez.
And anyway, so yeah, we were there for like 2 hours. And then we do the burial. First of all, no, 3 people. Well, maybe, I don't know if this counts as stoicism, but his dad was like treating it like a kind of like a joke. Because like we dug the hole, and then like he went in it was behind the shed. He was like, we were digging the hole.
Yeah.
And then he dug the hole further, and he's like, he comes out with the shovel and like shakes it in his hands like, there, now he's dead. And I was like, oh my God. And then so.
Wait. What?
Because like he was inferring that like he just took the dog in the back and slammed it so that it would be
Oh,
actually
God.
a mortal joke.
Yeah, Jesus.
But you know, people do them for coping methods.
I guess so, jeez.
Like Gilbert Gottfried, who made a 9/11 joke on like September 12th, 2011, 2001. 2001.
What, did he?
Yeah, he did. And people were so mad. And he's like, what? It's a joke. I can't even do a Gilbert Gottfried impression.
That's incredible. Oh, dude, that's peak stoicism, dude.
Is that stoicism though? Because you're like, you're still, you're supplementing one emotion with another. Does that really count?
I think it's just basically impossible because you just can't live without emotions.
Well, back to this stupid story I'm telling. His brother
Yeah.
comes and it's time for the burial. He didn't even know. He literally walked into the house and he had no idea this happened. And he was like, is Oreo dead? And they were like, yeah. And he was like, oh. And so he took a picture of him in the shoebox. And then we buried him. And then we just went home.
Do you, like,
I cried. I was sad. I love that dog.
Oh,
I was upset. But,
yeah.
Everyone else just hardly cared. Or if they did care, they didn't make it apparent. I mean, his family was like, other than his dad and his brother and him, they were upset. But like, those 3, they were just like,
Jeez.
you know, death happens.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. Like, that's another good point of stoicism why I think this particular individual is stoic. Because, like, my other friend was trying to, like, going door to door, asking if anyone saw anything, and they wanted to get the guy arrested. And my friend, whose dog got hit by the car, he was like, why bother? He's not going to bring him back. I'm going to go play PUBG. And that's how it was.
Jeez. I like how PUBG's is like, you know, his
It was before Fortnite was a thing, so, like,
yeah.
that rivalry wasn't there.
No, that's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, like, you know, like I like how PUBG is just his, like, you know.
It was his, because it was just his escape, I guess.
Yeah. Just like his go-to, like at the end of every day, he's like, oh, you know.
Yeah, my dog's dead. Like, oh well.
Yeah, PUBG time.
Like, I'll be there too one day.
Yeah. I think someone had famously said that, like, if dogs don't go to heaven, I want to go where they do. Something like that.
Petco, probably.
They go back to Petco. Is that why Petco's always stocked?
Petco is not always. We're not gonna get into Petco. We're not gonna want to make Petco mad. It's not like I'm a little upset at Petco because that was the very first job I applied for, and they didn't give me the job, and I was so mad.
Why don't you be stoic, dude?
I didn't. I got another job that I ended up hating probably way worse. Than I hated Petco.
Jeez, you gotta.
It's hard to be stoic too, because that's another thing. Like, you could be stuck in a dead end job, and then like, it's hard to be stoic when you're realizing, like, man, I'm really wasting my entire life
Yeah.
doing stupid bullcrap that I don't want to do.
But what if it's nature's, like, you know, plan? Like, what if
Nature's plan was to coop me up in a supermarket?
Yeah,
no.
maybe. That's actually interesting because, like, I think that this is another.
I don't think man was ever intended to work for other men. Back in the day, it was just, I get berry, I kill mammoth, I get cave, and then that was it. And maybe I have kid, and hopefully I don't die.
in that order.
Yeah.
First berry, then mammoth.
Well, yeah, you need food to take down the mammoth.
Yeah, fair enough.
You gotta have at least like 1,000 berries.
It's like a mud to-do list, like berry check,
Yeah.
mammoth check. Amazing.
Because like, I don't think nature intended for like this much work to be going on. I don't think like, because you gotta think a lot of the reason why humanity's even here is man-made, not really nature-made. Like if we didn't make medicine, the population would be like 3/4 of what it. No, like a third of what it is.
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
And then we'd have so much more space. There'd be so much more mammoths. There'd be so much more berries.
Yeah.
That we could just take.
Yeah, let's
Like,
go back to the good old days.
We're
dude.
being paid. No, we are forced to pay for things that used to be readily available for everybody.
Exactly.
Like before,
Like cars, dude.
Yeah, like cars and how they hit animals.
Exactly.
I hate watching roadkill. Like looking at it,
Yeah.
it just makes me sad. It depends on the animal though. If it's a cat, I'll feel like especially bad. But if it's like a raccoon or a possum, I feel a little less bad. And then if it's like a rat, I really don't care. It makes me mad when birds get hit though, because they like
Mike, this is completely nonsense. This is absolute nonsense.
well, stoicism could be applied to animals too.
Well, yeah.
Because why would let's say you see like a seagull ran over, like why were you there? You have the whole sky, and you decide to land where cars come.
Oh god, I have a headache.
It really doesn't have a lot to do with stoicism, but you know.
I mean, just it has nothing to do with it. But
No, it's nature.
well, I mean,
It's hard, how are you going to be like stoic and do all the stoicism things and respect nature when it's like almost impossible to do?
well,
Because it's not impossible to do, but there's just so many things getting in the way that something so now normal, like driving a car, could put someone in like an animal in danger.
well, it depends
you're
on
screwing with
yeah.
you're screwing with the ozone layer just by driving. That's why I
Yeah.
carpool.
Shut. Anyway, what is like the thing is like the question I have is like what is nature? Like I mean I had this idea I guess that it was
Roadkill.
it's for nature, but no, like I had this idea that like nature. I guess what they mean is like it's a direction that I guess the universe is going in. But what do you think they actually like mean by it?
Well, nature is like the very first thing to exist. Just existing is nature.
Well, wait, hold on. What do you think of this though? Because I used to have this idea that like if mankind is part of nature, then isn't like what mankind creates also part of nature?
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that, and I was thinking about that, and no.
Why?
Because see, the thing that separates us from nature is like we're natural, but we're also a little like unnatural because we're able to make things on our own accord.
But so are apes.
Okay, so apes could be considered people too. That's not the point. Like things like it's possible that nature purposely makes things capable of making other things, but why that's bad for nature also is because there's no way for it to dictate what they do with it. So then we could end up just basically doing what we're doing now and like destroying the earth just by doing whatever. And I guess we didn't really have a choice. So really it is nature's fault. And it is a circle. So if death's a circle, then maybe just being able to make things inevitably leads to a further, more impactful death for everything, which really sucks.
Yeah, I mean it does.
But there ain't nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, no, it's basically
You could delay the process, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when like dieting, like oh yeah, you shouldn't eat all those
Twinkies.
Well, I don't like Twinkies. I'm trying to think of something I like. Boston cream donuts. Like if I got like a 12 dozen thing from Krispy Kreme and I ate all of it, I might die later on.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed what I had at that moment.
Yeah.
And I only live once, probably.
Yeah.
So like who cares?
I guess for me it would be ass. I mean,
And if people are like pointing out like, oh, he's fat or something, or like, oh, he eats too many Boston cream donuts or whatever, I'll be like, all right, but I'm going to be dead and then you're going to die too. So,
would that be stoic? You think?
No.
Why?
Probably because of stoicism, you're like,
Yeah.
from what I'm gathering from just learning about what it was 20 minutes ago,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's doing it for the sake of like, because you know it to be the right way. But if you
Yeah.
use something like that to like deflect people's criticisms back at them just so you don't have to deal with it, that's probably something else.
Well, let me ask you something. This is actually like a really important thing. obviously, like they say, the Stoics say that you should live virtuously because virtuously is like virtue is how you achieve happiness. But I'm not gonna necessarily ask you what does virtue mean because that can go like endlessly on and on. But would you say that let's say you are, excuse me, let's say you are like maybe let's say if you worked out and like stopped eating all those Boston cream donuts.
I don't actually, I work out.
No, what I'm saying is like let's say like
Kind of.
you let's say you like ate like tons of Boston cream donuts and became really really fat and useless, and
Wait, you're saying fat people are useless?
no, I'm saying like what if you came like no, I'm not combining the two. I'm just saying like okay, what if you just generally became like a useless person?
Yeah.
Would it be not virtuous for you to be useless because you could be useful?
Definitely. If you're being useless. Oh. Because, like, in a sense, yeah, you are kind of
Screwing over everything.
immoral if you're, like, wasting your existence. But also, no one asked you to exist.
Yeah.
So, like, who am I to say, oh, that fat person shouldn't even exist? Like, that doesn't make any sense. They can do
Yeah.
whatever they want.
Yeah. But, well I mean, that's an interesting thing because, I feel as if what most societies have to try to do is that, like, they have to try to bridge the gap between freedom and responsibility,
Yeah, they should.
individual responsibility.
Yeah, there should definitely be an equal amount of discipline because, like, it's just better for you because if you want to rewards feel better if you actually earn them. If you just eat a 12,
Does it though?
no, yeah, because like I worked to get this, so therefore I enjoy it more because I might not have this again. Or like I'm busy, I want to do other things that I also find rewarding, but are also work. If I just spend all my time eating Boston cream donuts, it's my life, and then it becomes, in a sense, work, because then you feel kind of obligated to eat all those donuts, because you don't know anything different.
I kind of want a donut now.
Yeah. I keep going for a cup of coffee. I just woke up.
Yeah. We were asleep in this room before the show went on.
What time is it? 6:30? Yeah, that's about my wake up time. I usually go to bed at like 11:30.
I'm asleep basically all the time until this show needs to go on.
This is our first episode. That means you've been asleep for a very long time.
Exactly. I was brought out of cryo sleep just for this one moment.
All right. Well,
enough government secrets. All right. So, what time we got? What time we got?
It's 37 minutes in.
Okay.
I think it's a good time to start the finale.
No. Wait, do you need time for that? That much time?
No, I don't need time for that.
Okay, so...
Well, 20 minutes? I could talk about it for 20 minutes. No doubt.
Okay, but like there's one last thing that I want to talk about before we go on with the very, very special part of the show. It's just a question of the day.
All right, the question of the day.
What?
Question of the week. Maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah,
We haven't
whatever.
really set a schedule.
Yeah, whatever.
Question of the day.
Yeah, day, whatever. Why are first world countries most depressed? Hold on, I'll give you like in order.
I hope you have the facts on that little piece of paper.
No, the facts are here. I swear.
Stop slamming the table.
Oh, sorry. The most depressed countries in order is China, India, the U.S., Russia. They have the highest rates of depression, anxiety.
In China,
Yeah.
I'm familiar with China, and I believe they have like a card system that judges how good of a person you are, and if you have a low system, they treat you like absolute, like a nothing. I heard that to be the case. I think I like that idea. Can you imagine that in America? Oh my lord. New York especially. It'd be such a better place.
Jeez.
Probably worse, actually.
Nonsense.
But anyway, yeah, first world countries. Wait, what were the first three?
Okay, the first. Well,
because China would be most depressed because they're forced to work
yeah,
a lot.
they're like forced to do a lot of things.
Not only, which is ironic, because like philosophies like Taoism came from China, and like that's like the antithesis of nice little Mike Tyson-esque problem I got going there. But yeah, you know, like it's like the opposite of working your hands to the bone, essentially.
Yeah.
But maybe they're so depressed because their culture's being drowned by all these things. Like you don't think of Taoism here of China, you think of like made in China on like whatever object you own from China, which is probably almost all of them.
Yeah. It's pretty depressing.
What was the second one?
It was India.
probably overpopulation, and it's, overpopulation does a lot of it for other people too, because that just makes life harder.
Yeah.
But then what's the third one? Those two, I would say it's mostly because of work and the overabundance of work in people.
And just like the social philosophy, I think, because I think they still have the caste system in India.
No, I don't believe
It's
so.
not. I don't think it's like as medieval or whatever.
Well, you're still forced into you could still be forced into marriage, I believe, which I could understand that making people depressed.
But like, I'm pretty sure there is a low and high-born system that's still in place. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably a big contribution to it. I just don't want to get too big into countries without knowing it, because I might say something not true.
Well, there is something really funny I do want to say about India, but I don't know.
Third. I know what you're gonna say. 3.
Okay.
Third country.
Third was U.S. The U.S.
United States. Oh man, we're depressed. Kind of for both those reasons, but not like to a lesser extent. It's also because like we can't agree on a damn thing.
Yeah.
And also it's also because of the pushing, like I said earlier, it's pushing the pushing things into people's heads that just aren't necessarily true.
And like I think with like the U.S., I think a really big part of it too is that we have like, especially like nowadays generation, we have like a lot of like freedom.
Not really. I think it's the opposite, because like we hype ourselves up as the land of the free, but we could go to the movie theater and get shot. Like,
I mean, that doesn't happen that often though.
It happens enough to think about it. Like, there's like always like a feeling of paranoia with whatever you do.
But I feel as if that's exacerbated like a lot by the structure. Like, I mean, like America's like, I'm pretty sure is still like one of the safest places in the world.
Yeah, compared to things like in Australia where there's like poisonous spiders every 2 square feet.
I like I used Australia.
Oh, I could talk about Australia. But is Australia on that list?
No, Australia's not on the list.
And do you know why? Because they have a good time.
Yeah, they do.
They're not so well. They have obviously wrapped up in technology, but like we're way worse. The minute you take an iPad away from a 10-year-old, they're like, I'm literally going to kill myself if I do not get this iPad back. It's just kids are spoiled. That's what it is in America. Kids are really spoiled, and
it's the kids' fault. Fuck the kids.
They don't know how to, and they grow up to be adults, obviously, unless they die, which would be beneficial in this case. Because I'm telling you, they do not know how to properly lose. Like, you know how like people give out participation trophies and things like that?
Yeah.
It teaches kids how to not lose.
That's what I mean. Like, I feel as if there's just no direction anymore.
Yeah, like you have to know like losing's a part of life, and a lot of people in America don't recognize.
So
that.
what you're saying is America's not stoic enough.
No, it's not. We're like a lot of us are crybabies. I'm a crybaby too, but I know how to lose. I lose like every day.
All right. I guess. Why do you think Russia is the last on this list?
It's cold. It's really cold.
What does that have to do with anything?
And also because, like, I don't know anything about Russia other than, like, we don't like them, and then sometimes we do like them. And that's probably some part of it. Like, maybe they always, like the U.S. kind of, like, a lot of people fear about war. Maybe Russia does the same thing. Like, oh, man, I really hope we don't get into war. North Korea's not on that list. You know what? They probably fudged the hell out of the... Because I can guarantee you North Korea's probably number one.
North Korea doesn't have people in it.
That's true.
Exactly.
They have hardly any.
Wait a second. I don't mean that the way. I don't. I mean like
canceled.
No, it's a.
No, I know what you mean. There's not
it's like a government conspiracy. Like, listen, North Korea. How can North Korea have depression stats if we don't have a population?
Yeah, they probably didn't even. They don't take consent. Like, oh, are you depressed? Because if you are, we're gonna kill you. Like, they're not.
Stop it.
Yeah, stop being depressed. Or
Stop
else
it. Be stoic.
Don't have that haircut.
Exactly.
Like, it's a totalitarian domino thing.
All right.
All right. So, yep, that's the question of the day.
All right. So
first world countries, to sum up, are usually more depressed because they have too much going on.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, that
like
makes
take
sense.
a third world country, for example. Like, they appreciate what they do have, which is kind of stoicism in a way, because you appreciate what you do have. But in America and other places, we don't care what we have. We get pissed if we don't have enough.
Yeah, Jesus, I work at IKEA. You're telling me, like, there's literally people who would just get mad that things are just not in stock.
Yeah, like I work at a supermarket. You gotta tell friggin' 75-year-old Edith that we're out of the diet iced tea, and she like
ages like 5 years right before your eyes.
Takes your cane and smashes it through the window. Like,
Did that happen?
no, but we've had some psychos go nuts because of stuff.
Later. Make that a segment one day. But
Why are people such dicks at friggin' Stop and Shop? That'd be a great. I can talk about that for 6 hours. Anyway,
I mean, that's probably why they came up with like the name. Like, just stop being awful for 1 second in shop, please. All right. Okay. So final segment. You ready? How much time we got?
15 minutes.
oh, that's enough time.
It's awesome. Okay. So, Mike's Mysteries. It's a very special segment we got for you guys. Why don't you explain what it is, Mike?
It is a little segment where I talk about a mystery, whether it's solved or not, that I mostly ad-lib. I don't really do a lot of research. And, but I know it because I'm a real tinfoil hat type guy.
Yeah, that's why I brought him here.
Yeah.
So in case I get beat, I get the way.
Also, this usually doesn't have a whole lot to do with the topic. It's just for fun.
Yeah, exactly. This
This is going to be absolutely nothing to do with Stoicism. I can guarantee it.
Okay.
It's going to have to do with animals, though. We're talking about those.
Okay, I'm really excited, but go on. Go on. You have
Steve
the floor.
Irwin.
Okay.
Steve Irwin.
All right.
He died by, you know how he died. He got stabbed by a stingray like a lot, like an angry kite just ambushed him. He was trying to film it.
Yeah.
It felt boxed in, and so he just went loose. Killed Steve Irwin.
Yeah. Already some problems, but go on.
And that's the end of Mike's mystery. No, this is the real. This is why it's a mystery.
Okay.
The thing with Steve Irwin is he would document and make sure everything he did was taped. And this was taped for a show I believe called Ocean's Deadliest. Clearly, considering he died,
Okay.
it was quite deadly. Ugh, God, I hate the ocean. I like the ocean, but I don't want to die in there.
You don't want, yeah, exactly.
Anyway, Steve Irwin, yeah, he documents everything. Everything's on film. And his death was recorded on film.
Yeah.
Like, they recorded all of it. And they recorded the subsequential, like, things. Like, he's on the boat. I think it was a boat. They're trying to, like, resuscitate him. The thing is, like, the tail pierced his heart, so he's bleeding from the inside, which you ain't coming back.
Yeah, probably not.
But, yeah, they were filming that, too. They were filming Steve Irwin dying. I think his last words were, "I'm dying."
Very observative, Steve Irwin. We're going.
Yes. So yeah, like the whole thing was filmed, but the problem is, where did the tape go? Because there was possibly multiple tapes. Like it's most likely that they gave the tapes back to Steve Irwin's family, which is that is definitely what happened. Then they destroyed it because you don't really want to watch the death of your husband and father. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been interesting to have for like research purposes.
For Christmas, yeah.
No, not for Christmas.
Yeah.
I really hope this doesn't go air out to like Queensland, or else Steve Irwin's family is gonna.
They got to repel from the ceiling.
They could.
Yeah.
I would never want to like ever get into a 1v1 with any of the Irwins. They could definitely just. They fought alligators. Like, I'm not a stingray, so I don't think I'd win.
All right, Mike's Mystery going.
So. Yes, but after that was announced to the media, very soon after a YouTube video popped up of what was allegedly Steve Irwin getting stabbed by a stingray, and it was a man getting stung by a stingray. So people were like, what's the deal with that? And then another problem is someone who was also on the boat took their own copy of the situation, which wouldn't have been, like, it wasn't the network's, like, cameras, it was his own. And so he had his own copy. He claims that he doesn't have it anymore. But if you don't, he didn't say what happened to it. And then, yes, the video on YouTube's allegedly fake, but it could be possible that that's actually it and no one knows. But in any case, he said he doesn't know where it is. And if that's not the video, a lot of people say it's not real. Whatever. It probably isn't just. But even if it is or isn't, it just goes to show that there's more than one copy, and it might be out there. It's lost media, and that's really nuts.
So that's it.
Oh, it's a mystery. It's where is it? And not only that, I think it's great to start off with. This is an aquatic show. This is the first aquatic thing we brought up.
Jeez. Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that one? Like, can you imagine? Like, why do you think? Where do you think the copy could be?
There's probably some guy who like it's probably uploaded on some like dark website about people who like
And
just
like,
whack it to people dying from.
and how do we
aquatic mammals.
really know that his family destroyed the tape? Like,
Did they say that?
Yeah, they said they did it, but that doesn't mean they did it.
Oh,
Because like,
sold for $1
I
billion.
feel like they would be able to down the line kind of wonder how, like, they'd probably want to see it happen for themselves. Maybe at least if it was in my position, I want to know what happened, so I'd want to look.
Yeah.
Maybe down in a few years, not right after. Obviously, it's like it was tragic.
What if they like actually like what? Well, let's check it out. Like the Irwins. Their little grandkids.
I mean, I doubt they ever will. I would. I at the moment, it definitely sounds like a thing where if I didn't think about it at the moment, yes, I'd destroy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a mystery. Like I think the big thing about it being a mystery is the fact that such an important person's death was documented and then subsequently destroyed.
Just immediately.
Basically, but like also may not be destroyed and still be out there. It's just that like ominous feeling. Like with
Yeah.
lost media, it feels ominous that it even exists when you can't see it.
Yeah. Why do you think they just? It seems like I mean it makes it sound like they rushed like to destroy it all.
They probably did because they just didn't. Because like they weren't gonna give it to Animal Planet or whatever channel it was gonna be, obviously, because you can't show a celebrity's death on the air like that.
Yeah.
And it only makes sense to give it to the family and see what they wanted to do, and they just allegedly decided to destroy it, which makes perfect sense.
Jeez. In like 1,000 years, they're gonna like the aliens just gonna come and dig up the remnants of society and just find Steve Irwin's just
I don't know. In my opinion,
mysterious death tapes.
I think all of them are probably going to be lost forever.
You think so?
A family definitely destroyed their copy, and any other copy, I could never see it being like released officially. Even though like recently a lot of lost media things have resurfaced, like Netflix is taking the guy who made Citizen Kane, I forgot his name, Orson Welles. They're taking like a lost film and fixing it up and putting it on Netflix. They did that. Like a lot of things are getting fixed up and found. So maybe one day we'll find it, and if they do find it, this is gonna like blow up. I think this is gonna be like the premonition. I'm gonna be regarded as like the future seer, and I'll probably get assassinated. And I won't even see it coming.
All right. I think it's time to close off with like some closing statements, which I don't have. So.
Well, I got a closing statement. R.I.P.
Hold
Steve
on, is it
Irwin.
okay?
Definitely.
I was.
Love Steve Irwin.
Jeez, I
His
mean,
son's just like him.
yeah, and so is no.
So that's another thing, though, because his son and Steve Irwin and his whole family are very happy-go-lucky. I wouldn't call that Stoicism, though. I feel like Stoicism came to be because not a lot of people could just be happy-go-lucky. So then they found their own version of it.
Yeah.
Through their own melancholy. I think it's like a type of way to deal with stuff without happiness.
I guess because because happiness is such a short supply almost all the time.
Yeah, like it takes way more effort to be happy than to ignore the other emotions. So to wrap things up, Stoicism. We learned, hopefully, at least somewhat accurate things about it.
Yeah, and I hope you all learned something as well about
or at least
Stoicism.
thought about something.
Yeah,
You probably didn't learn a damn thing. I don't think we...
I mean, they probably...
This isn't an educational show.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if I was watching this, I'd probably cut out in the last,
I use
half
this
of
to
it.
sleep too, I think.
Yeah. It's just boring enough, but while being variously entertaining in some areas.
Yeah, but philosophy. What do you think we're going to do next episode? That's something you should have planned out.
Yeah, probably.
Like, next episode, we'll talk about...
And
blank.
Yeah, whatever. It's whatever you want. Yeah. We'll have to see how this is, how well this is received.
Or we could just plan it out.
Yeah.
We should do Taoism. That one's fun to talk about.
You want to do Taoism?
Yeah, next episode's about Taoism.
Let's do Taoism. We're going to do Taoism. Not right now, but next episode.
Something I'm actual knowledgeable about.
Yeah, and you can complain about your Taoist wine or whatever.
Oh,
Not right now. Not right now. Not right now. Don't do it. Not right now. Look how mad he is. He's going to complain. Next episode, he's going to complain. but but
No, I probably shouldn't complain. Like, let's just pretend we never even said that. 'cause I don't
okay,
think it's supposed to be
Taoist
that.
wine. What? I don't know what that means.
Nope.
Yeah, no, never mind. All right, fantastic. Thank you all. You all are lovely. That's it. No more other thoughts. Nothing else.
I don't got a thought in the world.
All right, fantastic. All right, this is,
Who are you?
huh?
Who are you?
Didn't I already say that?
I'm Mike.
I'm
you
Mo-
gotta say it at the end too, my man.
Oh yeah,
Mike Kempf.
Professionalistic.
That's Austin Powers.
No, it's not. It's. I mean, it might as well be sometimes, but no, it's not. It's my name is Austin
Here,
Andrews.
put these on. Maybe it'll look like more like Austin Powers.
Let me see.
Just black.
We're going down.